because out there in Oklahoma, nearly 9,000 illegal marijuana operations shut down, the Attorney General says. That's right. Lots of changes are coming to the marijuana industry in Oklahoma, especially for those who are growing and selling it illegally. 2 News reported in November when Oklahoma Attorney General's Crime Task Force, in partnership with Wagner County, found more than 72,000 pounds of black market weed at a Porter business. 2 weeks after that, the Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics seized a 14-building illegal marijuana compound in Locust Grove. It's a cause for concern, the state agencies, but also people who live near them, like Kelly Mishler, in quotes. I'm all for medical marijuana, Mishler said. I'm just not into people coming in here from other countries, and there are a lot of them. Those who work in the marijuana industry told 2 News it's also hurting grows and dispensaries that are doing it the right way. Oklahoma Attorney General Ginter Drummond said this time last year, Oklahoma had more than 12,000 illegal weed operations. Now there's less than 3,000. Many of them are operated by straw owners. A straw owner is often paid to be listed on the license as the business owner, so they'll pass the background check and meet Oklahoma's residency requirement, but aren't involved in the business. End quote. Folks that makes you complicit in the crime, I will put you in prison, Drummond said. Drummond said no fewer than 10,000 illegal immigrants in Oklahoma are directly involved in illegal marijuana, fentanyl distribution, and human sex trafficking industries. He said in the year ahead, it's going to be contingent on local law enforcement, the Oklahoma Medical Marijuana Authority, and state agencies to put an end to illegal marijuana in Oklahoma. In quotes, everybody is coalescing to become an organized anti-crime task force in Oklahoma, and it's gotten great results, DeMond said. And if you or someone you know believes there is an illegal weed operation near you, the Attorney General's office has set up an anonymous tip line so it can be reported. Well, Oklahoma, Trap City, USA. Man, oh man, and they are encouraging the snitching out in Oklahoma. What do you guys have to say about this? This is Jason Beck for the High at 9 News. What do you guys think?
Gets good.
I think it's about to be a rough year for Oklahoma. That's for sure.
Do you buy this 9,000 illegal cultivations have been dismantled?
Yes.
You believe that?
That's a big number.
That's a big number.
I mean,
it's a big number.
Oklahoma's kind of a big state, and there's a lot of land, and cannabis went gangbusters there. So yeah, I mean, is it accurate? I don't know. Do I believe it?
Like 10,000 licenses.
Yeah. Do I believe it? Yes. Is it legit? I mean, I don't know the exact number, but I can imagine that it's over 10,000 for sure. 3,000 now, maybe. I think a lot of it has to do with also market flexibility over the last couple of years. I mean, the prices started to drop, so maybe people got out then. But like Oklahoma is just, they're growing a lot of cannabis there. They're growing a lot of cannabis. So having these guys go, get taken down or get shut down, I mean, does it mean that the cannabis is going to stop growing? I doubt it. It's just more of now that's how they're going to be able to track the diversion and get their, whatever their quotas or whatever the local law enforcement in Oklahoma it gets graded by. But yeah, I mean, it's a challenge. This is why that we need this federal legalization. This is why we need descheduling. This is the exact reason why I say on this show every week that just free the plant, free the tea, and we won't have any issues. We won't have synthetic cannabinoids being created. We won't have this. Well, yeah, but not as much, right? Not as much because the price of Delta-9 distillate will go way down, Todd. So it'll take out the synthetic cannabinoid market because
help you as someone who produces Delta-9.
It helps me. No, it helps me. It helps me a lot because I don't want to fight the synthetic cannabinoids on the market. I'd much rather just be a proponent for freeing THC in general or descheduling it so that we can actually have a real agricultural business model instead of now a pharmaceutical synthetic model.
Right, but so
free the plant.
Can you survive with lower prices? Well, if you can, why don't you just lower your price?
I think that of course you can survive because scaling will help you survive. But it's like there's already so much weed being grown. Why do we have to derive these products from other cannabinoids like CBD?
I agree with you. I'm just, I agree with you, but I'm just saying
free
I don't
the plant,
solution.
Free the plant and weed for the people. What troubled me about this article, again, through my real estate lens, was they seized property. It says that they seized a property that had like 14 buildings on it or something like that. And I think that is a very, very slippery slope when we start talking about asset forfeiture. It doesn't even sound like I don't know that property owner was involved in that grow. I don't know if they've proved that beyond a reasonable doubt. I think that when the government comes in, it's one thing to yank a license, which is quote unquote a privilege. But when you start taking away people's private property bundle of rights, like a fee simple interest in real estate, I get a little hyphy.
You're not wrong.
Would you argue that this whole initiative to take down 9,000 plus, whether what that number is erroneous or not, do you think this is taking weed away from the people? Would you argue that?
It's taking weed away from the bodegas in New York for smugglers who don't want to have to travel all the way to Cali to get the good, right? And so I think probably there was a lot of pressure on a federal level for them to clean up their act and be a lot less loosey-goosey than they've been in the past.
So you're saying that
they made their own bed.
These agencies,
they created this problem, and number one by pretty much like making the licenses was like $2,500 a pop right out the gate. It seemed like the number that it amounted to, I think it was like $10 million. It seemed like a pet project for whoever put that law forward. And then they did not have to have COAs. They didn't have to have a lot of the guardrails that other markets had. And now, like the final blow to what they thought was going to be somewhat of a decent market, like they don't want to legalize. So do you think like this is the only thing left that they can do to combat the trap is just go after all these illegal operations and just try to televise it? Like, what's going on here?
I think they're
it's definitely a deterrent.
They're playing a real game out there in Oklahoma of whack-a-mole. This is all whack-a-mole, bro. This is all whack-a-mole.
Yeah.
They try to open it up like the Sooner State does, and then they quickly realize that they can't unleash the American dream in the cannabis industry because this is what happens, and so they had to like work backwards, from their normal kind of operating procedures to stop that. But I mean that's what it is, right? It's like you do these things, and you're like, hey, shotgun approach. This is a capitalist market. Come in here and do your business, just pay the fee. This is exactly what's going to happen. But then conversely, on the limited market side, you have a lot of those struggling businesses bringing in sometimes product that's not cultivated in that state so that they can commence their commerce. That's the problem, is like, again, this is just part of this stupid, it's just dumb. It's like the rules are hamstringing the businesses. So they're making these, unadvised, deals and opportunities come to fruition because of the restrictions, and then they're in trouble. So it's just doesn't make sense to me. It's like, let's just do this in a smart, calculated way where the first step is descheduling cannabis. The next step is commencing business across the country like normal. It just doesn't, I don't know how that doesn't make sense to, lawmakers, but that's why I'm not a lawmaker.
And before we move on, Jason, I have a question for you. You know the Nike shoe box? Every drug dealer knows the orange one, right? The orange one, or like the Jordan?
The one like your hat? Right? The one like your hat?
He's going to hold it up. He's going to hold it
orange, like this. This is what orange looks like.
It looks like yellow.
This is a Nike gift card.
That's yellow, bro.
This is what orange looks like in your camera. Right there.
You got some lighting
so
problems,
my hat is red.
No. Where's my Bronco hat?
That's
yellow.
Brand
new Nike gift card.
That's yellow.
This should be orange. It's not coming through as orange.
Yellow.
My hat is red.
Your hat's red.
It's not my fault. No, Todd's hat is red. Todd's hat is red. Exactly.
Exactly.
Speaking of red hats,